Creativity isn't just for artists. It's an expression of yourself.
On our very first episode of Living a Creative Life, we distantly joined Hattie Pond, the Calgary Arts leader who planted the seeds for this whole series thing.
Unlike COVID-19, we want creativity to be contagious.
Then we hit the studio with Shauna Ray, a sculptor who makes no bones about adapting to the pandemic.
I call it the pandemic's gift to me.
And finally, we meet mental health nurse Krizia Canvas Carlos, who put her creativity into positive action through rhythmic beats and powerful words.
Join me in a celebration of creative Calgarians. Welcome to Living a Creative Life. I'm Adora Wolfor, your host. Sometimes I'm funny. I do comedy.
I like to be the biggest black thing on stage, so I always move this skinny bitch out of the way.
I'm an activist and style maven, living the giant life in blue because it's my lifestyle, not a brand. My education is anthropology, which informs my voice. I do my best to be informed, but mostly I want to create connection.
But do you know who else is creative in Calgary? There's so many people. For our first episode, let's start at the beginning with Hattie Pond.
Artists touch the five senses. They tell the stories of our time and of who we are in a moment. It's why I believe I have one of the best jobs in the city.
We're on Living a Creative Life, and I am so honored to be here with the fabulous Hattie Pond.
Hattie and her team at Calgary Arts Development are the instigators behind Living a Creative Life.
What does living a creative life mean to the president and CEO of an arts organization?
Oftentimes when I meet someone for the first time, they'll go, oh, I'm not an artist, or I'm not a creative person at all. When we think about something that's at its pinnacle or at its exceptional sort of a level, we talk about the art of cooking, or the art of business, or the art of travel. It gives us as citizens and as a community an aspiration, something to strive for. If you can imagine it and then make it come to be, you are living a creative life. And that's who we want to learn about. Those are the people we want to meet. And I know that there are thousands and thousands and thousands of us out there in Calgary.
Thank you so much for your time, Hattie. I am honored to be able to be a conduit for this. And I truly hope that people feel welcomed and that we can continue to touch Calgary and beyond.
I believe that Calgarians have a limitless capacity for imagination and realizing those possibilities. So I'm looking forward to the next several weeks and hearing more stories.
Next, I'm introducing Shauna Ray, the mad woman extraordinaire. She's an artist and business owner, and COVID-19 has really impacted her. But she found a silver lining.
I was at my father's bee farm. My sister brought this bone into the house and said, take a look at that, Shauna. Obviously somebody shot this, whatever it was. And I just fell in love with it. And I started collecting bones. That was the summer of 2000. Then I started carving, and it has just been like everything I do so that I can make my next carving. My name is Shauna Ray, and I'm known as the Mad Woman Extraordinaire. I run Shauna Ray Studios and the Blackboard Gallery here at C-Space. So the middle of March, they closed the building to the public, and that we expected to be 3 weeks, maybe a month. At first it was like, oh, what's going on? My business is being closed down. And then I went, you know what? Can you do anything about that? I worked on what I could do. I cleaned my studio. I rearranged it to adapt, and I started creating a body of work that I've been wanting to create for a long time, and I haven't had the time to really sink my teeth into. This particular body of work I'm working on was all about what do I have in the studio? I can't go shopping. And I went from there. I was not sure what I was going to do for this piece, and then COVID hit, and I started creating all these COVID monsters, and I used I've got a stylized drawing of a steer, and they're inside my little COVID drawings. I mean, it's turned the whole world into a place of fear, so that's the piece I'm working on right now. So these are all like zombies, and they'll have a little stitched mouth there. I'm really excited about this piece. I've been carrying this shovel around for a couple of decades, and my mom just died at the end of January, just as the COVID was breaking out. She said she always felt closest to God when she was in the garden, So I had this horn, and I was playing around with it, and I put these two together. And I think it's going to be really beautiful. And it's called Mother May I. And in my mind I was saying, Mother May I dig a ditch, be a bitch, can I be myself? And then the horse skull, I'm calling it domination. It's all about entanglement and bullying. I don't know what I'm going to do here. I have done some experiments. Yeah, that's what we do when we don't have to, when we have no work. But this is a different kind of work. When things open up, we'll display the work that's available and support people however we can. It'll be different. For me, for sure, because the gallery's only like 4 feet wide. I'm going to have to change the way I allow people to come into the space. The pandemic has been a gift in many ways. I think everybody is realizing they need so much less than they thought they needed before. And for me, certainly, it has been the opportunity to work on this body of work. I call it my gift, the pandemic's gift to me.
Beautiful child, don't let it die inside as you live in a world that's leaving you behind.
Yeah. Action Dignity hosted a special event pre-pandemic called Our Canada, Our Story, dedicated to empowering people through rhythm, telling true tales of Calgarians impacted by racism. Krizia Canvas is a multidisciplinary artist working in dance, music, and spoken word who connected the dots between arts and well-being.
I'm here today with Krizia. I'm so excited to have a conversation.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I also go by Canvas. So Krizia Canvas is kind of like my artistic alias.
I'm going to call you Canvas. Is that okay?
Sure, call me Canvas. Everybody has an inner drum, and if it's anything that connects us all as human beings, it's that rhythm. So my whole intention with it was to connect people and to unite people in a common rhythm and to be able to celebrate that.
Another way Krizia celebrates rhythm is with her spoken word poetry.
You encompass the depths of my heart with your love so relentless. I am but a stroke of paint in your universal canvas. We are who we are, for you are within us. Infinite possibilities with no beginning nor end. Colors, shapes, sounds, movements is what makes up life around us. For art is who we are, and love is what I am.
Oh, that was beautiful. I heard musicality in there. I heard the drum beat in there. I saw you moving your hand. There's the dance in there.
Krizia lives her creative life not only as an artist, but also in her work as a mental health nurse with Alberta Health Services.
So I kind of want to touch on your nursing and mental health practice. Could you share how those two things work together? I'm guessing they're connected, but
They're very much connected. I usually say that being an artist makes me a better nurse, and being a nurse makes me a better artist. And honestly, those words will test your soul, they test your spirit. What I do, and I do it right now, actually run groups in the unit. So I would do dance groups with them. Those are really, really fun. Gives me a lot of joy to be able to do that, actually. Sometimes I think it's more for me. 'Cause it makes things more fun. I find it not only allows people to get in with their bodies, but it allows people to like feel joy, to be able to again express words they can't necessarily express.
thank you for your time. I'm going to start following you. We'll
Awesome.
see if we connect
Awesome.
in the world. I hope that we do.
I hope they do too. Totally. I'm going to shout out. We have a project coming up. The first music video will be released on June 30th. It is Beautiful Child, Rubik's featuring Krizia Canvas, and it is part of a bigger web series documentary called Perlas, which means pearls in Tagalog, and it is a story about immigration, integration, and rediscovering identities. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, and take care.
Thank you, Krizia, for sharing with us how you mix art and mental health care. So, we'd love to hear how you're living a creative life. Please share your stories to submissions@calgaryartsdevelopment.com or post them online with the hashtag YYCLCL.